Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. I'm here with Kain Warwick, founder of Synthetix, a decentralized liquidity provisioning protocol that serves as the back end for a number of DeFi protocols on Ethereum and Optimism. Synthetix powers on-chain financial instruments by enabling users to lock collateral in a staking contract and underwrite trading across a range of markets, including perpetual futures, options, spot exchange, and more. It is great to see you again, Kain. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. It's good to be here.
You got it. And you're joining me live on this July 17th from Chainlink CCIP launch event at the ETHCC conference in Paris. Chainlink CCIP has been described as the most secure, reliable, and easy to use interoperability protocol for building cross-chain apps and services. Why is this such a milestone and so important for Synthetix?
So Synthetix has been using an earlier version of CCIP now for quite a long time, but that version was built kind of as a bespoke solution for Synthetix. What CCIP does is basically takes that and generalizes it. And so that generalized solution will allow us to move to other networks and to, add a whole bunch of functionality that currently, we can't support.
What functionality does the integration unlock for Synthetix, and what does this mean for users?
So, things like governance across chains is quite difficult at the moment. You need to be able to pass messages so what the state of each chain is. And then I think, one of the critical things is being able to expand to other chains. At the moment, Synthetix operates on two chains, Optimism and Ethereum mainnet. We want to be able to expand to chains like Arbitrum and other L1s.
How will CCIP help onboard new traders to Synthetix perpetual futures from different chains?
Yeah, so there are users who exist on other chains and don't want to bridge their assets from the chain that they're comfortable on to another chain. And so being able to bring those perpetual futures contracts to the chain that those users are comfortable with and are using daily will just expand the potential user base.
Last time we spoke at the 2022 Chainlink SmartCon conference, you were getting ready to launch version 3 of the protocol. How does Synthetix look different today now that the version 3 is live?
So that I think we have, probably about 10% of Synthetix v3 live on mainnet now. So, that's an early version, like an alpha version of the protocol. We probably will have the rest of it live by the end of the year. And, we're already seeing that one of the major changes that we've been able to solve is with staking. So staking on Synthetix has always been very complex. It's been something that, has been challenging for people to be onboarded into. With V3, we've made staking far easier. And I think that will expand the user base of people who want to be staking and participating in the Synthetix ecosystem.
What is liquidity provisioning, and how is Synthetix helping solve the cold start liquidity problem for other protocols?
So, if you're building a novel financial instrument at the moment on Ethereum, you need to build the entire stack. So, if you have some idea for a new derivative or, some instrument that you want, that you think people will want to trade, you need to build the smart contract infrastructure, you need to build front ends, you need to build, your own liquidity, your own token, your own governance. What Synthetix is doing with V3 and permissionless pools is allowing someone who is a financial engineer to turn up and spec out a financial derivative or instrument and launch it and get access to liquidity that is basically on tap. If the instrument is interesting and novel and people want to trade it, then there's essentially unlimited liquidity that can flow into that instrument for people to be able to participate in it, which is obviously a huge increase in utility for people who are building on Ethereum.
Synthetix was the first project to integrate with Chainlink back in 2019, and today it's the first protocol to make a transaction using CCIP. Why does Synthetix continue to utilize Chainlink's decentralized Oracle network infrastructure?
So Synthetix used to operate its own infrastructure prior to integrating with Chainlink. And I think one of the lessons from that we learned was that, these systems are challenging enough to operate just the smart contracts. The off-chain infrastructure that's required to pass messages and, support price feeds is just, incredibly challenging. And so separating that function out and handing it over to a partner that we have a longstanding relationship with, and, we're very comfortable with the security that is brought to these services just makes a lot of sense for us. And so we're very comfortable with Chainlink. We're huge supporters of them, and we've been using, as I said, CCIP for a while now. This is just the kind of generalized version that everyone gets access to.
And finally, Kain, you launched a new project last week, Infinex. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I think we're at a point in DeFi now where we can compete with centralized services, with databases, and the next step for us is to now go and meet users where they live. So the majority of traders are still trading on centralized exchanges like Binance and Bybit, and decentralized exchanges have a number of benefits. Such as being non-custodial, but the challenge is user experience. And so if we can build something that has a far better user experience that is at feature parity with some of these top centralized exchanges, then we think that a lot of traders would prefer to trade on that, given the advantages of decentralization.
All right, Kain, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.